All right, so some of our objectives for this morning's coverage, an intro to Express. We want to understand what Express is. We're going to talk a little bit more about NPM, which Colin introduced yesterday. We're going to talk about this keyword called require, which you guys are going to get very familiar with over the next 2 units. It's a really great feature of Express. We're going to talk about something called nodemon, which is going to save us the trouble of starting and stopping our server every time we add new code. We're going to talk a little bit more about request and response, which, again, you guys got an intro to yesterday. And we're going to also talk about dynamic segments in URLs and using query parameters, which I think you guys alluded to yesterday. So these are some of the topics we're going to hit this morning. Opening framing, and then I want to put you guys into some breakout rooms to review some of the concepts from yesterday. So today's all about Express. So when we talk about the mean stack, does anyone want to come on mic and tell us what the mean stack stands for? What are the 4 technologies that comprise the mean stack? Or feel free to put them into the Slack channel if you want. We talked about one of them yesterday. Today we're going to talk about the second one.
So we have Mongo, Express, Angular, and Nodes.
Yeah, nice. So what is Mongo? What is Mongo in that equation?
A database.
Yep, excellent. Yep, Node is our server. Angular is going to be kind of our front-end engine. We'll get into that in Unit 3. It pretty much deserves its own stage because Angular is pretty awesome and there's a lot to go through. And then what do we hit? Mongo, Express. Yeah, so Express we're going to hit today. Express is considered middleware. So Express is what ties all of those elements together. Now, what is the great advantage of the mean stack? What do all 4 of those technologies have in common that makes it a really good, efficient stack to develop in? Yeah, it looks like Sean said mango. Yeah, that's making me hungry. Yeah, so Jason mentions JS, and that's absolutely correct. The great advantage of this stack is that it's all written in JavaScript. So ideally, we only need to know one language. I hope that we do know more than one, but it makes it really easy to move from server side to the front end because we're all going to be using JavaScript. So it makes it a great stack to use. Again, Express is going to be it's a framework that we're going to put on top of Node. Node is just a very simple server that does request and response. And Express is what's going to let us create routes. It's going to let us hit our database and send data back to the client. It's going to be the kind of the brains of the operation. And so that's what we're going to take a look at today. So to get started, I want to put you guys into breakout rooms and just do a quick review of some of what Colin touched on yesterday in the Node intro. So, oops, wrong one. So we'll take 5 minutes and I'll put you guys into breakout rooms and just think about the following 3 kind of review questions. So what are the HTTP verbs that you guys discussed yesterday and what do we use them for? What are the parts of a URL and what is the purpose of each part? And then think about request and response. So I'll ask someone in their own words to explain request and response to us. So I want to do that before we kick off get into the meat of our coverage. And I'll put you guys in the breakout rooms just for a quick discussion. We'll take about 5 minutes for this and then we'll move forward. So let me recreate these rooms. Cool. So I'll hit you guys up in about 5 minutes. Just open the rooms. We'll see you guys shortly.